Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And we've got another amazing guest on with us this morning. Gentleman was at our mastermind in Austin just a few months ago, and looking forward to catching up with him. With that being said, please help me welcome Brian Ross. What's up, buddy?
Hey Dave, how you doing?
Oh man, I'm excellent, my brother, and so good to see you again. How have you been since Mastermind?
Oh man, been rocking and rolling. It's actually been one of the best 3 months of my life.
Love that. Love that. And why is that?
Just I guess it was a jump start for me. Back in January, I decided after a little bit of break from the business that I was going to get back in and really wanted to go to the mastermind to kind of get a reset and just jump all in. So signed up for that, went to the mastermind, met some amazing people, plugged into the group of mentors, folks that are further down in their business building than I am, and have stayed connected. Just the programs, the community. It's just been amazing. I'm doing so much more with my business now than I was before, and honestly, it feels really good.
Love it, man. Well, tell us what got you started in this in the first place. What were you looking for, and what else do you do outside of online marketing?
All right, gotcha. I'm just going to throw it out there right now, Dave. I'm a father of 10. I have 10 kids. Yes, I didn't stutter. That's 10. And I was a sole source of income for a number of years. When we got, well, actually, when my wife became pregnant and we were expecting our first, she worked all the way up to a few weeks before she gave birth, and then she was a stay-at-home mom for the most part. She did a little bit of consulting on and off and some side businesses, but for the most part, she was a mom, and she held everything together at home while I worked. And it's, with a big family, even with a small family, single income is hard to make ends meet. So kind of fast forward, all but one of my kids is out of the house, and so now we're feverishly piling money into my 401k and looking forward to retirement. And it's like when I run the numbers, that when I have that magic number when it's time to retire, it's about 10 years later than I'd like it to be. So
Mm.
looking at that a few years ago, was looking into side hustles about the time we were coming out of COVID. And honestly, I wasn't interested in affiliate marketing. I was actually looking and figuring out if drop shipping or something like that, would work. I could do something out of my garage and ship stuff. And your video kept coming up. I was searching, and all honesty, I watched maybe like 15 seconds of the video the first time and said, yeah, this is not what I'm looking for. Kind of skipped on. But I was following people on social media who were affiliate marketers and who were connected with legendary marketers. So your content kept coming up in my feed every time I searched. And after a year, yes, it took me a year.
Wow.
I finally signed up, took the challenge at that time. It was a 15-day challenge. I think it was $7. And, with that, bought the purchase of blueprints. And this is January 2023, and got started. And I want to say, just basically followed the methodology and the blueprints, set up everything that I needed to. And within about 6 weeks, I think I had my first sale. I was all excited about that, but then not a whole lot happened. And honestly, I got frustrated and just kind of set it aside for a really long time. Like I said, until I picked it up back in January. So, and really haven't looked back since. And just looking forward to bust this thing forward. Sooner I can retire, the sooner I can buy back my own time, so I can hop on an airplane and visit with my kids and my grandkids and spend more time with my parents and my wife, the happier I'll be. So I'm just pushing hard to make that happen as soon as possible.
Well, I love all that. What do you think's been the thing that has kept you or helped you to re-see the
Mhm.
potential, that you had an after that first sale, and then when your motivation died off there, or life got in the way, or things didn't happen as fast as you wanted them to, what have you now either seen with fresh eyes or re-seen again that you saw in the beginning to help you to get re-engaged back focused on the possibilities, and actually approaching this like a business, which
Hmm.
entails there is going to be time, which if you are looking for an abbreviation, anybody for time, that's things I must earn, and it's like, unfortunately,
Hmm.
business success is earned, not given. So what do you see fresh or new now that you either lost or didn't see before?
Yeah, Dave, it's a new mindset for me. One of the things I knew I needed to do was just understand what was broken with my mindset. Why didn't I continue in 2023? Why did I just sit on the sidelines and watch everybody else succeed in 2024? And you had thrown out, I want to say the end of 2024, a confidence challenge. And I signed up for that. And actually, on my phone, in my notes, I have all of the results, all the exercises that, you had in there, because I felt that my mindset, my confidence was an obstacle, a major obstacle for me to move forward. So I've really focused attention on that. And obviously, mindset is more than a thought process. It's the actions that your thoughts drive, and kind of pushing yourself, having the discipline to to do those tough things, to work your business, to just eat right, sleep right, carve out time that you need to make sure you don't go crazy, but you push yourself to the next level.
Yeah. And I mean, you've got 10 kids, so it's not like you've
Hmm.
not done hard things in your life. And all of us have, and all of the other things that you've done in your life too that are hard that you've
Hmm.
achieved. And for whatever reason, many of us come into this, and I think it's because the barrier to entry is so low,
Hmm.
meaning that it's so easy to get started with an internet business nowadays that we kind of come in, and I say we because all of us
Hmm.
collectively, I mean, we all want fast results. We're all in a
Hmm. Hmm.
microwave society. I mean, 99.99999% of shit that I'm saying out loud every day on this show and everywhere else is for me as
Yeah.
much as it is for everybody else.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
so I think also for everybody else listening, it's like you've already succeeded at a lot of things. And Brian,
Hmm.
what do you think, or how are you improving your confidence when, yes, you, for whatever reason, you may have had confidence raising 10 kids,
Hmm.
had confidence in previous jobs or careers, but for whatever reason, doing this has brought out the areas in which you need to get stronger and work at. And so how has that been for you to experience that, and what are you doing besides just going through the confidence challenge? That's amazing. If you
Yeah,
guys
sure.
haven't
Hmm.
gone
Hmm.
through that, go through that,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's incredible information that mostly I've picked up and learned along the way,
Hmm.
from
Hmm.
getting clean from heroin to building businesses and everything in between. Remember, I'm a ninth grade dropout.
Hmm.
So this stuff is application,
Yeah.
not
Hmm.
theory.
Yeah.
But anyways, tell us more about the confidence journey and what it's been like at your time in life to discover that you had a deficiency in your confidence as you're trying to build a business, and what do you do about it?
Yeah, think Dave, things happen for reason, and I believe there's a sequence of experiences that we all have. That I believe in a higher power that kind of put those things out in our path to take advantage of. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. So, I started back in January with the Confidence Challenge. I went to the Mastermind in Austin. And one of the very last things, Dave, I was actually getting ready to roll out on a Sunday afternoon. And as I'm walking to say my goodbyes, your buddy Jeremiah is coming the other way. And and I had seen him, and I knew he was your friend and all that, but I hadn't chatted with him yet. So I introduced myself, and we started a conversation. But anyways, I'm sure you know your buddy, but in about 5 minutes, we were deep into who we were, where we were from, what we were doing, all that.
Mm.
And he asked me, I was like, well, what are you doing here? Why is this, okay, so you're here for the second time, blah, blah, blah. And he's just peppering me with all kinds of, really good questions. We were connecting. It was an amazing conversation. But he basically, at the end, he kind of turned his head, stopped and thought. He said, so So the first time around, your why wasn't big enough. And I'm like, yeah, I stopped and I thought about it. I said, yeah, you're absolutely right, Dave. Everything up to this point in my life that I've achieved is because I had that why, I had that goal that I was going after. It just wasn't big enough to bridge the gap from where I was beginning of this year, beginning of 2023, to where I actually wanted to be. So I went home, and one of the first things I did that night, well, I recorded a video, going that actually did really well, on social media that night. Again, because of the energy and everything that I had there. But then I sat down and I rewrote my why. I redid the exercise and the confidence challenge, and that's something that I look at every day. And there's a list of things that I want to accomplish, things that I want to experience every day of my life there, and a number that I feel is an income that will create that. And that's a much bigger number than I have right now. And I have a great job. A mid-level executive for an international company, engineering background. I've worked my butt off trying to to work through promotions and hone my professional skills, and I've achieved a higher level of results than most people do in business, and I recognize that. But that the fundamentals I think that got me there are different than what's necessary for me to grow my own business and to take my personal life to the next level. So Mastermind, Confidence Challenge, forcing myself to step out and talk to people that are much more successful than I am, and just try to understand a little bit more about what it takes to go from where I am to the next. So one of the things I decided to do after Mastermind, actually during Mastermind on Sunday, was I'm going to sign up for the mentorship program. I need somebody that's gonna help keep me focused when I'm spending my mental effort and my actions in a direction that doesn't make sense for where I want to go. Somebody can say, hey, hold on a second. This is, keep doing these things, consider doing this, and consider doing this way. And so I plugged in, have an amazing mentor, actually connecting with a new mentor in that program actually today at noon is going to be my first call. Can I mention who it's going to be with?
Sure. Of
All right,
course.
with Kim Ballin. So who else better to help mentor somebody than someone who's had a high level of success with affiliate marketing, understands the ins and outs, a legendary marketer, struggled for a super long time, and pushed through and figured it out.
Yeah, well, Brian, man, I cannot wait for for you to begin that journey with Kim
Mhm.
here inside, and of course, she's been helping us out in many
Mhm.
ways and just stepping up. She's just a go getter. She's a leader, and she just makes stuff happen. And so, hey, listen, it's ironic that you mentioned her because I'm going to bring things in for a landing with you. It
Sure.
was wonderful to connect.
Mhm.
I'm so excited about your journey here. I can't wait to continue to see you flourish, help you however I can, and kind of see you utilize the community here because. Um, yeah, you have accomplished so much in
Mhm.
certain areas of your life, but now you're tackling a new mission, and I love the fact that you think that and that you believe that your why is so important in this mission, and I get that, right?
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
I'm the same way. And I think way too many people come in and don't get fired up about this. This is, you got to be doing this. I feel like anything that you're successful with, you do it because you have a mission and you have a bigger reason than
Mhm.
just some monetary or
Mhm.
materialistic. I mean, I'm thinking about people who have fought for their lives over
Mhm.
the generations. I'm thinking about people, probably, if not you, people in your family bloodline who maybe escaped some war-torn country or some horrible situation to come to the United States, or something. So many people, the great things that we accomplish come because there's some big reason why behind them. We're trying to give our families a better life, or we're trying to see our story through because we either made some mistakes or had some things happen, and now we feel like we've got a second chance at life. And that's another reason why, if you there's deep rooted motivations that we can all tap into, and you can trick your brain, because your brain doesn't really understand the difference between what's reality and what's imaginary, as long as you're having the thoughts and kind of creating a simulation. Your brain thinks it's the same thing, right? It doesn't, in other words, your brain doesn't know the difference between if you're essentially visualizing shooting free throws, or if you're actually shooting free throws, right? In some ways, it's processing a lot of the same visualization and things of that nature. But when we put our minds to something and we feel like, for example, there's really deep rooted whys. If any of you are looking for a why, because I know that so often we hear that get thrown out, but we're like, well, I don't know what my why is. What is it? Is it my kids? Well, these little shits, they've been around for 10 or 20 years or whatever, and I haven't found the motivation to do it up until now. Maybe maybe it's not a big enough why. Maybe it's not the right why. Well, there's a couple of other frameworks you can use to where you can see your life through a lens that could get you motivated to want to do something big. Number one is you're doing something to provide a better life for your family or your future children or grandchildren. People have migrated across countries, left war-torn situations. They have traveled. They have put their families and their own lives at risk to move their families or to give their families and themselves a better life, future generations. So that's one deep-rooted why that may resonate with you. Another deep-rooted why, I just alluded to it, was the second chance. Feeling like a lot of times when somebody has a major health crisis, they feel like they make it through. They feel like they have a second chance at life. And so they take advantage of that, right? Many of you may be like, oh, wow, I still have 10 fingers and 10 toes. I still have energy. Thank God I got this realization that I wanted to have some freedom before I got too old that I couldn't do anything about it. And you begin to realize that you almost had a second chance. These are lenses, I think, that if we're struggling finding our why, we can look through our life and be like, damn, maybe I've got a second chance here. Or damn, maybe there's an opportunity for me to give my future generations, children and grandchildren, a better life, right? Do something that there's a couple of other lenses that are probably powerful that you could use, but I think those are two that are common, right, Brian? And that people could borrow if you're looking for something to get emotional about right now, because that's kind of what the why is about. It's like getting out of your head and getting into your heart and your gut and saying, what am I willing to fight for?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Love the conversation, man. I mean, and it's just a beautiful thing to continue to dig into. And I want to hear about it over the next couple of months as we have you come back and check in, if you would.
Be happy to, Dave. This is on my bucket list, so I'm going to check this one off. And this is a great way to go live on Facebook for the first time. So I appreciate the invite and just being able to spend time with you, and hoping that my journey, what I've shared here, people to reach out to me afterwards or whatever, in some way helps them, kind of move forward, clarify their why, gain their confidence, and do those things for either, their first chance or their second chance or whatever, to just experience life and to, give back to, the universe in a positive way.
Very cool, man. All right. Well, we'll set your TikTok and Instagram up here. DM _dad _ under all these words on TikTok. DM dad of 10. And then on Instagram, make money with dad _of_10. We got that dad of 10 thing going strong there
You got
in
it.
handle. So, all right, man. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Yep. Have a great day.
All right, man. All right, and guess what? Ironically, isn't this weird? This name was just mentioned. I don't quite know if is it the same Kimball? I think it is. Holy smokes! Please, everybody, help me welcome to the Wake Up Legendary stage. Say that 5 times fast in the morning before you've had 2 cups of coffee. Actually, I lied. I'm on my 3rd. The one, the only, you know her, you love her, Kim Ballum. What's going on?
Hi, good morning, Dave.
Good morning. Did you just hear were your ears ringing backstage?
They're on fire.
Yes.
I
Love
heard
it. Well, Brian's looking forward to connecting with you today, and I know many of our mentees are. And so we're so excited about all that. That's things that are going on behind the scenes, super private, secret stuff. For those of you who don't know, but if you know, you know. And what we're here to talk about, actually, good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
How is everything going up your way? Good. Yeah.
Good. Everything's great. Yeah. I
Love
had a
it.
busy weekend. Mother's Day. My husband took me to a
Yes.
baseball game. We went golfing. We did all kinds of stuff.
Well, happy Mother's Day. Thanks for
Thank you.
reminding me. Yes, happy Mother's Day. All the mothers, okay?
Yes.
All the mamas in the legendary community and beyond. We're grateful for you. I did, of course, cook my mama dinner last night.
Where'd he go?
Yes, I did. I grilled her steaks, did
Yes.
mashed potatoes, the whole 9. So, yeah. And of course, wished all the mamas in my life a happy Mother's Day. So, yes, definitely shout out to the mom. So we've got we wanted to check in here about this Project 100X thing that we got going on because we were alerted, you being alerted first because you're alerted to the details probably more than I am, but that we have reached the halfway mark of our Project 100X challenge. And for anybody who doesn't know what it was a challenge that we threw out, and it was Kim's brainchild to say, hey, let's shake these affiliates up. This is a community that we can kind of contribute to and sort of influence a little bit. It's people who are also representing the brand out there. They want to introduce this education and these courses and these tools to people who are looking, like many of you, for a way out or a way on the side or the way to develop some skills or a way to hop into this internet gold rush that is social media and affiliate marketing and all the things that are happening fast, and all the people who are making thousands and millions of dollars, people who want to just get in on that and begin to learn how to build a business. Well, we've got this group of people who are excited about carrying that message. So we're like, hey, let's fire them up. Let's give them some training. Let's give them a challenge, 100 days, 100 pieces of content per month. And again, the challenge will last 100 days. And so we're at about the halfway mark. And what's going on? What are you seeing? What vibes are we picking up from our affiliates? And again, anybody can participate in this. There's no purchase or requirement or anything. It's just been a challenge that we've thrown out specifically to our affiliates, and others can take part in it as well. But anyways, what's the vibes? What's popping? Who's popping? Who's doing stuff? Who's making moves from your chair, Kim?
From my chair? Well, first
What are
of
you
all,
seeing?
I want to give a big shout out to No Stress with Jess, because at the beginning, I realized after being in this for 2.5 years, posting multiple times a day is just part of my regular routine. And so I didn't start like counting the days. So at one point I was like, I need to count the days for these people. But No Stress with Jess shows up every day and lets me know what day it is. And when I
Wow.
saw that last week, I was like, hey, Dave, we're almost
Okay.
halfway. We're
Yeah.
almost at the halfway. What are we going to do? So Shout out. You're welcome. And you're so motivated. So again, yeah, shout out to No Stress with Jess. And there's so many people inside of that Facebook group. If you're not a part of it, you got to go jump in. This is for legendary marketer affiliates, but there's so much that can be learned about consistently posting every day. So many people are sharing their wins, and I encourage you to keep sharing your wins. And even if it's like a follower, even if it's a lead, I've been seeing people saying, my analytics are increasing for followers, for engagement, for whatever it is. Celebrate those, because it's only a matter of time. And more recently, leads. Do you guys know what comes after leads? It's only a matter of time before the sales, which is right. It's why we're here. We're here to help people first and foremost, but we're all here to make some money too. So after those leads come sales. And when we can create that buyer's frenzy online, we've hit it. So there's a lot of people who are so motivational in the group. Teeny, she's so cute and shows up every day with all her emojis. It gives us a little boost of encouragement. I love her moves. Courtney Hall, I just saw you flashed one of her comments, has been great. And then I'm going to say some names wrong, but Kim Carvalho, she's on there every day, posting about how she posted 3 times a day. Carolyn is on there. Cutest lady in red. Amy Goddard. Amy, she acts new, but she's got a wealth of information. So look up her name and see, like, a lot of times somebody will ask a question and I'll go to answer it, and Amy's already in with exactly what I would have said. So she's been a huge help. And then some other people who I notice are always on Wake Up Legendary, and I'm pretty sure they're also doing the 100X challenge, are Bubba Simpson, Tasha Hale, Kelly Livingston, and then there's another Kimberly in the group. Is it it's French. Montoinu. Probably said that wrong. 1000% said that wrong. But y'all are killing it. And I know there's a lot of people I probably missed. But the 100X challenge is going really, really well. And I think you when you were talking to Brian earlier, you're just, reinforcing that creating these positive mindset changes. That's where it starts. It seems like I'm just creating a post. What is that? That's simple. That's the objective thing you need to do. But creating that mindset of, I create this, showing up with that energy, I can do this, is what makes the change. So we're setting that in motion so that I've said this before. Dave asked me, can you imagine a day where you don't post? I cannot imagine waking up and being like, I'm not going to post today. I would be like walking around like I'm forgetting something. And it's just a way of life for me now. It doesn't matter where I am. I can't tell you how many times I've been out on the golf course and I'm like, I got to post a story real quick. It's like 3 seconds later. I just don't, it doesn't get in the way. I just do it. It's second nature now. And what that does is it generates an income for our family. And it doesn't, the post itself doesn't take that much time. But to get me to this point, there was a lot of mindset. There's a lot of mindset and a lot of things that went on in here in between my 2 ears that had to rewire, had to change to make that second nature. And so if I can just encourage you, for people doing, any niche 100X challenge, to just keep going and truly celebrate the small wins. I still celebrate, how many leads did I get today? How many sales did I get today? Getting those commission emails is like a hit of dopamine every time. And so celebrating those really, really just, it reinforces the change for the future. And then just at church yesterday, we were talking about how moms And I know a lot of you are parents and a lot of you can relate to this. So, but we're talking about moms because it's Mother's Day, how we feel so forced to choose between our career and our children. Like we're just this constant. And to be able to this, and I just wanted to be like, I have an answer. I have a solution. Like this has genuinely been the solution to truly having life's balance. It's right in the middle between career and kids and still providing financially.
Yeah, I agree. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately too, that the value of working from home that's been for me over the past 15, 16 years. I don't know. I don't know even I can't imagine life any other way. I mean, having to go sit in a place that I don't want to be at for 8 hours, it ends up being 9, right? Or and if you count your commute, it's going to be 10.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you live 5 minutes away, but even if you live a half hour away, there's an hour of lunch and an hour of commute. So you've got a 10-hour day where you're away from the house. You're not only kids aren't only going to school, they're going to aftercare and before care. You know, I mean, it's yeah. So I think that tapping into the why thing is really important. I loved that with Brian this morning, and I loved that, you know, he was able to find that within himself. And I really think because what you really believe in and what's really important to you, you just mentioned, I was in church yesterday. Well, that's obviously really important to you. If you're going to be there on Sunday, it's Mother's Day. You could have been laying in bed going, man, I want breakfast in bed this morning. I mean, you know what I mean? I ain't getting out before noon. I ain't getting out of this bed. And nobody would have questioned you.
Mm-hmm.
But you're in church. So obviously that's a really important thing for you, right? You believe in that. That's a part of your deep-seated, deep-rooted beliefs, right? If you lost everything, we might maybe find you in church on Sunday. That's just maybe my,
1000%.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because it's more than just a passing, fleeting thought. Like you probably became interested in having a business, or you maybe did because you saw a fleeting video on social media when you were laying on the couch one day. But if you actually want to follow through with it and be successful, you're going to have to get more motivated than you were when you flicked your thumb that afternoon and decided to buy some sort of education. You're actually going to have to find some deep-rooted reason of why you're going to follow through with this. And it's got to be really important to you. It's got to be as important as it is for your church to get up and go on a Sunday morning on Mother's Day, when you could have had every right to stay in bed and had breakfast in bed and had everybody come to you and serve you and yada, yada. But you got your butt up and got ready, you know? And so, yeah, I mean, I think that Brian hit the nail on the head with that. And I think that's also a great example, right, of a guy who is an intelligent guy, did have that sort of 30 to 90 day burst at the beginning. It leveled off, it died, and then he came back and said, yo, I got to get more excited. This has got to be more important to me than just a flick of the thumb and an enter of my credit card details. Anybody can buy something. That doesn't entitle you to success. This has got to be more important than just a hobby if I want to get more than hobby results.
1000%. I talk to people all the time who will say I just got a message this morning that they're at rock bottom, but I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to show my face. I don't want to chase followers. I don't want to be on social media. And in my head, I'm going, you haven't hit rock bottom. If you're coming at me saying rock bottom, but I'm not going to put my face on social media. And I've been there. I thought I hit rock bottom, and then then I went deeper. Then I thought I was at rock bottom, but I'm still working the corporate grind. And then like, no, like if you're at rock, and you don't need to be at rock bottom to start this. I wish I didn't wait till I hit a rock bottom to start this. But if you're going to use it as an excuse, like that's what it is. It's an excuse, right? And I think what you're saying, and then Brian is getting to is like, yeah, I got that. Okay, yeah, it works, but I have to put some effort into it every single day. And he's got 10 kids, he's got a wife, he's got a job. It's like it's got to fall somewhere to a level of the why and the importance of it. It's like working out. It's like anything that you need to stay consistent with. You have to have a reason to keep going. And I know you all know this line, but I had to tell myself every single day, especially when I first started, because I was working 10-hour days and had a 45-minute commute on a good day. And I had to tell myself, it wasn't the morning. It wasn't getting up. I don't mind getting up. It was the evening. I like to go to bed right after my kids, but I had to stay up and try to figure out the sales funnel, write some more emails, try to figure out Instagram. It was that. That's when I said, Kim, you must not want it that bad. When I'm like, oh, I'll just work on it tomorrow morning. I must not want it that bad. No, I do. I do really want it. I do really want it. Why am I doing this? Just go sit down, set a timer, get that 1 hour in. And it's like working out. Every time after I did that, I never regretted it. I never was like, man, I shouldn't have sat down for that hour and worked on that business. It was like, I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I stayed up. And as you see now, it's really paid off. I don't have to go there anymore.
Yeah. And you know what? We've got tools for that too. Stacy said just now, thanks for the comment, I never wanted to show my face, but I'm now doing that thanks to the confidence challenge. Brian earlier mentioned the confidence challenge. I mean, there's tools that you all can use right here. And I'm not talking about the other endless amount of tools that are available on this earth. I'm talking about right here, right within a reasonable community. It's not a campus that you can get lost in. It's there's a couple of powerful tools you could use that can help you in this journey of getting focused and going after what you want, but you got to want it. And this is the thing. And this is cliche and played out. We've all heard it, but it's hard to internalize. Nobody's going to work harder on something than you're going to work on it. If it's your thing, nobody's going to work on it. Nobody's going to coach you harder than you're going to be a student. Nobody's going to mentor you harder than you're going to be a mentee. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to build your business for you because they're building theirs. That's obvious. That's common sense. We have people who come in. This is the mindset that has to happen. People come in and we offer our challenge, or have always offered our challenges for, $5, $7. We're gonna be releasing a new one soon. Hey, plug.
Just
Leak.
get ready.
Leak. No, but it's going to be a little bit more. But anyways, my point here is that we've always offered that as just like an appetizer, right? And people get an advisor to somebody to help them to guide them through the challenge, to answer questions, and also to introduce our other education and facilitate a sale if it makes sense for somebody to want to pursue this as a full-time career and develop the skills, right? To help them get onboarded and facilitate that sale in a professional way. And people love that. The problem is, and here's where the mindset issue happens, is then for whatever, $7 or $5, somebody thinks they should get a business coach. These are the entitled people. These are the people who you see the memes and they're like, the person who paid $5 for something. Why do I not have a business coach for life now for this? And then the person who spent $50,000 is like, wire send, let me know.
Like what you buy off Temu, like what I bought, or like what I expected and what I actually got.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but it's like, yeah, well, exactly. But this is the opposite, right? I mean, in so many ways, people have people just have unrealistic expectations. And so it's like getting your why dialed in, like Brian was talking about, getting your expectations like dialed into to where you are in it for the long term, and you also don't have unrealistic expectations that anybody's going to do more for you than you're going to do for yourself, or that anybody in the marketplace is going to give you like a pity sale or anything. You got to earn sales. You got to earn the difference between owning a business and being an employee is owning a business. You got to actually look at the actual numbers, the reality of the business, whether it's losing money or making money. Whereas an employee, you never know that. You only get your paycheck and go home. You don't know the inner workings of the business. You don't know the actual financials of the business. You're not feeling any of the stress of not being able to make payroll or whatever. But as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you actually get those challenges. And what those challenges look like at the beginning of a internet marketing business is they look like nobody's paying attention to you. And you got to earn their attention. And you do that by being consistent, putting out valuable stuff that's entertaining, educational. And if you can't be entertaining, for God's sakes, go back and watch last week's episode with Brad Smith, 15-year friend of, actually 15, 17. I've known the guy for like 16 years, as long as I've, because he was a trainer at a gym. Well, maybe not quite 15, maybe more like 12 or so. But anyways, he was at our first Legendary Marketer event. I interviewed him on the Wake Up Legendary show last week. He just crossed 100,000 subscribers on his YouTube, and he starts his videos off saying, "This video is going to be boring. I'm boring, but you're going to learn something."
What a hook. I don't know if you saw me in the comments. I'm like, Dave's like, you guys have to edutain. And I'm like, Brad's like, hold my beer. It's going to be boring. So buckle up.
Yeah, I did see that. I know. Well, I mean,
out the window.
Yeah, totally. And
Come on, man.
And I love it.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah. You can't market wrong, really.
You can't. It's like, if we can, because if you tell people, look, content should be educational and entertaining, the hope here as a teacher or somebody who's teaching somebody to do something is they're going to do one or the other. And if they do both, great. That's always the goal. But I mean, most of us can either be somewhat entertaining, meaning that we deliver it in a weird way, or we can do something silly, or right. All the craze years ago was dancing on video. That was what made your videos go viral.
Yeah.
Right. So you're doing something that's entertaining, or at the very least, and nowadays with AI, you could say something educational. You could say something that somebody could benefit from. You could, and that just I want to give you guys one more why, which is a deep-rooted why that motivates people to do stuff. Remember earlier I said to do something to improve the quality of life for future generations, or like your kids or your grandkids. The second big deep why, that if you're struggling finding your why, is you could kind of look at your life as having a second chance. The third, one of the most deep seated feelings that people have in terms of a mission or a why, is also, and you hear people say this, Kim, if it helps just one person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's like your mission to want to help just at least one person with your either life's pain or something that you went through, or something that if you could help somebody avoid, like maybe you're a 40-year corporate person. I'm thinking of my stepdad after 40 years of service to Sears Roebuck. Anybody remember Sears?
Yeah.
He just got laid off. Just boom, you're done. And it's like, I bet he has something that he could help just one person with, in terms of what his experience was, to try to maybe avoid something there, some sort of pain getting dropped on your head. I wonder if you could help just one. People say, yeah, I had cancer, but now I talk about it and share my story because if I can help just one person,
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? And you tap into that. It's like, if I could just help just one person with my story, with what I've been through, with my life, with my experience. And guess what? If you run your business and you run your mission like that, you end up helping a whole lot of one persons. You know what I
Yep.
mean? That's, I feel like how it works, how big things happen is you go out with the intention of helping one person, and then you help a lot of people. And that's another lens of a why, of strengthening and increasing your why, that you guys could borrow from today's episode, that you could immediately use to just start looking at your life in a bigger way and your business in a more motivating way. Final thoughts from you, and then we'll bring it in for a landing, because Lord knows we got some one persons to help.
No, I love that. I actually, as you know, I'm a Jesus girly, but I show up every morning and I pray to reach the people that I can help, because genuinely that's why I'm here, is to help people learn how to do affiliate marketing. And those are the people I want to reach. Do I reap the benefits from that? Sure. But it's like, if I can help them, I firmly believe that if I can help them, that is so rewarding. And I've helped countless people, and it has been so rewarding when they come back and say, hey, I'm doing this, or hey, this is going on. And that's probably like the coolest part of it. Secondary is the income and the lifestyle. But when I show up like that, I feel like that's probably like that's like what leads my day. Because then I create my content based off of that. I talk to people in my DMs based off of that. You have a question, let me answer that. Let me help you in the right direction. And not everything is for free. It's just this is the response to that, and I can help you with that. So I'm not saying you have to give away the whole shebang for free, but showing up to authentically help somebody, like based on your systems. And then one other thing I wanted to mention too is, I've noticed, like, and we are, but like, be open to like learning. And I say this from golfing yesterday with my husband. I started golfing, so this will be my 4th summer. So I still feel, if you golf, and I'm in a cold state, so we get 3 months of it. And I was like, I pray, like, just hopefully I can hit it, hopefully it'll go somewhere. And, I can drive, I can hit it, I can putt, I can do the things, but it's like anything else. But, it tests our marriage out on the golf course sometimes, when my husband might say like, hey, maybe you should keep your head down. And I'm like, my head was down. Like, so what I'm getting at there is, just yesterday, we had an interaction where I was like, you know what? If I took his advice, stayed consistent with it, instead of just being like, no, he knows what he's doing. If I took his advice and stayed consistent with it, I might just notice something, like I could learn something, maybe even get better at it. And so I'm just going to throw it out there to just be open to it. So I've, full transparency, gotten, hey, so-and-so told me this. These are people on the LM team, right? So-and-so recommended this to me. What should I do? Listen. Why did you reach out to them? They're the experts. Like, listen to them, implement it, stay consistent. Like, we're not here to, be against each other. Like Ryan and I, like, what does he say? I'm go with it. Cause I'm still going to reach out to Ryan too when I have questions about my marketing. So like, be open to it and stay consistent with it. Also, please come to Mastermind. I brought my hat today, Dave.
Yeah, for sure. Come to Mastermind.
You can get a shirt at Mastermind too.
Come to Kim's lessons this morning are come to Mastermind, listen to your husband.
I mean,
go out on the golf course and test your marriage and see exactly where it stands, and then realize that your husband knows what he's talking about. Listen to him more. This has been an incredible episode, Kim. Thank you for the value that you've brought.
I'm here for it. Let me know if you need more golf tips.
Yeah. And marriage tips and all the other stuff. I mean, we got it. We're loving it.
Yeah.
All right.
Leave
Well, yeah.
therapy, don't go golfing.
Mastermind is coming up in Nashville. Grab your ticket. legendarymarketermastermind.com/Nashville. Yeah, people are excited to come. VIP is either sold out or almost sold out. That went fast. And so people are excited to come to Nashville. They want to get the best seat in the house. I like that. Yeah, you'll be up on stage, so people will get, those front rowers, those VIPers will go home with a little bit, usually of many souvenirs, sometimes mental images, sometimes actual DNA from, just the stage and all of the sort of things that come, right? I mean, a little bit of somebody's up there yelling and spitting. You ever seen
Right.
a
Be ready
photograph
to
of,
catch.
yeah, somebody talking into a microphone and it's just spraying everywhere.
Right.
So
Gross.
look forward to all of that, VIPers. It's going to be amazing. And yeah, it's going to be a great mastermind event. We look forward to seeing all of you there. Hey, thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you later. Love the cow. Well, hold on a sec. Hold on a second right there. Hold on there
There we
a
go.
second there, ma'am. You guys have a fantastic day. Stay legendary, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. As always, get out of here. Thanks again, Brian. And of course, Mrs. Kim. See ya. Peace.
Bye.